Hello guys, Mars Freeman is here. So I have decided to make some more biomes for our Gaea tutorial series. And in the future, I actually want to show you how you can actually blend multiple of these biomes into the Gaea and create multi-biome environment that you can export in higher resolution. Let's say, already create, let's say 8K map ready for your game or some kind of cinematic project. So in this tutorial, we're going to create Arid desert biome. So the same like we before did, we're just gonna start with ridge. And again, you can start in different ways. And when I'm gonna get to the tutorial where we're gonna mixing things up, I can actually show you how you can make something like the island. For example, like usually if you want to create, let's say like a game map, for example, like Grand Theft Auto 5 map, which is like an island. I can show you how you actually what you can add to make it like more islandy. But for now, we're just gonna add like a ridge. I can leave it everything at default, and we can add range. Let's add a range right now. We're just gonna change this with base, the same as we did previous time. And previous time I think we did influence to, let's say 20%. Yeah, just to lift it up a bit. And then we're just gonna combine. So we just can combine this. So after that, we can add erosion, the same as we did last time. So we can add erosion. So erosion, last time we set up like, I believe I set up usually 45. This I set up usually 100. And I don't know, like 45 works good. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Again, I went more detail in my other tutorial. So here we're just gonna go, because this part I usually kind of plus minus like to keep the same. You can adjust these numbers bigger or smaller. It's just when we're gonna blend multiple biomes together, we're gonna have this one for everything. So I'm not really kind of putting different numbers. So here we're just gonna change this precision amount, slope, and we can leave it at 7%. So we get something like this. So it's not so sharp anymore, more flatty, looks more rocky. And then we're gonna add something called fractal terrace. Let's plug it in. And we can leave this. Only thing we need to actually change is this. We can change to 90%. And this is actually it. We basically are now getting these rocky, and I'm just gonna set this up to maybe 1K so we can see it in more detail. And here you go. And actually the cool thing what we could do is kind of like getting that canyon feel. We can actually add again a river here. Let's add a river in between. And now we have kind of like a river in between, which looks pretty cool. And if you go now to the fractal terrace, then it looks like that it's like dried out river, which adds another extra character. And then if we want to actually texture it, then again, the same as before, we can add a texture. And to get out more detail, we're going to add another effects node out of the layers. And I'm going to add level. And we're going to add equalizer. So if we together, and we're just going to combine it. Let's combine this here. And then we're going to use satellite map, but whatever, I can call saturation map too for people who don't like it. So we're gonna leave as a rocky here, and we're gonna choose something like, what did I choose before? 176. Bam. This looks pretty cool. Looks really, really nice. Really nice gradient, I think. And I can just change this to something like 11. Yes, to get it a bit more browny. And that's it. And now what are we gonna need to do? The last thing is, so if we want to get a bit out more that water detail, so we can color it different colors, or you can like add out of the mask. No, depth. Yeah, depth. We're gonna get FX node right here, and for this we can set level and log. and we're just gonna combine it like this. So you're just gonna take this pin and gonna plug it here. And now we can see we get these water silhouettes here. So if you take it off, nothing. If you put it back, we kind of got this darker area again here, like nothing. We put it here, so it kind of looks like there's a river, it's drying up, and for example, if it rains, that over and over again, the water comes here. So it's just, again, to break it a bit out, the overall look. And now really we can just export it in the same way as we did before. We just can add normal, because I can use this texture just to color it. We're gonna grab from this fractal terrace, just gonna grab in a normal. So I'm gonna mark for export, I'm gonna mark for export combine, and the fractal terrace. So these are the three things. I'm gonna change all to the PNG. Where's PNG? All of them are PNG. Change resolution. Again, we're using free version, so we can just export in 1K. I'm going to change this proportional to normalize, and we can just start building. And again, after it's done, we can just go to the in Unreal Engine under the landscape. Under the landscape, we're going to click this to find our landscape. We're going to find this fractal terrace. Click open. Gonna change the scale to 26. Again, I showcase in my other video 2 different ways how you can scale the landscapes. So this is the way I'm gonna choose it, and we can just import. So it's nicely scaled. We can go back. Just gonna import these 2 textures in. Again, this is not ideal way to do it, but just for this tutorial, so we can just quickly take a look, and we can add to the normal. We can save it, and we can grab this material and just apply it. So now we can just see we need to scale it properly, the same as we did last time. Landscape coordinates. We can put this as a UV, and here mapping scale, we're just gonna put 109, the same as we had scale for our resolution for our landscape. So it's 109. So that's what they input there. 109, save, and it rescale. So, and this is how our landscape look. Obviously, as it's 1K texture, it's not gonna look very nice when we get very close, but from far distance, as a far object, it's gonna work well. Again, you can just create your own materials. In my previous tutorial, I showed how we can use, like, auto materials and set it up to color yourself this type of landscapes. But you can also get Gaea with indie license, so you can export higher resolutions, or you can just preview if it's worth it, because it actually lets you export higher resolutions. You can export 4K and 8K. Only thing is, if you don't have license, you're gonna get this kind of like a watermark, that basically you can't use it, but you can preview at least if there's any significant difference for your textures in your landscape. So for example, if you look here, this is 1K, and if you can kind of like, I'm gonna put that watermark texture, so you can just see the difference. And I'm just gonna put the normal here, and if I save it, we can see we are getting now way more detail with 4K texture, and actually it looks way more nicer. Obviously there's watermark because I exported with free license, but if I export with my indie license, it looks phenomenal. So I hope you found this tutorial useful, and if you did, just don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.